morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael to clear, cleanse the space of all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal. And today, guys, we are going to be reading more out of my 3 Ways of Volunteers and New Earth by Dolores Cannon. Absolutely love Dolores Cannon. Will always be one of my faves. And we're still on chapter 1, the discovery of the 3 ways. And we're on the part of Lost Garden of Eden. It says, when an intelligent being was created on Earth, the council decided to give us free will and to see what we would do with it. There are planets there is no free will, and the Star Trek directive of non-interference is very, very real. This is a part of the council's directive. They cannot interfere with the development of intelligent species. They cannot help by teaching us and giving us the knowledge, but they cannot interfere. So that's why, due to free will, you have to ask for their assistance. Call in God, call in your team of light. I work with the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Blue Avians, Lyrans, Sirens. I work with all Ascended Masters, Archangels, spiritual guides. I work with Goddess Isis. I work with Kuan Yin. I work with Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary. I work with all of them. And they're near and dear to my heart, and they're who helped me to get where I am now, which is a much, much, much more healed version than I ever thought I could ever be. So don't be afraid to call them in. Don't sit there and suffer in silence. Call in, surrender it to God. They can help by teaching and giving us knowledge, but they cannot interfere. I asked, wasn't it considered interference when they came and gave us the next thing that we would need in our evolution? Fire, planting, etc.? They said no. No, it is a gift we give to you one time to help you to get to the next stage of your development. What you do with it is free will. Many times we have taken the gift and used it for something negative or destructive, which is not their intention. I said they could come back and tell them that they were not using it in the correct way. They said, no, that would be interference. We give it to you, and what you do with it is your free will. We can only stand by and shake our heads in wonderment at the complexities of humans, but we cannot interfere. The only exception to this rule is if we were to reach a stage of development that we could destroy our world. This would not be allowed because it would reverberate throughout the galaxies, disturbing too many planets and even life in other dimensions. You would not think that a small planet deliberately isolated in this part of our solar system would have that much of an impact. But they said the results would be extremely far-reaching and devastating. 333 on the timer as I looked up. We're supposed to be a perfect species that would never get sick and could live as long as we wanted. So they're talking about humans. We're never supposed to get sick, and we're supposed to be able to live as long as we want. But because we've been conditioned to think differently, that is why. Because life is an illusion you're creating, and once you create it, that's what you're creating in your life. And it's really that simple. In my mind, I believe that you create everything, all your health problems, all of it. Now, there are some things that you signed up to learn and tackle in this lifetime, and certain health problems that you signed up for to help you to get where your soul needs to get to grow. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Says, Earth was supposed to be a Garden of Eden, a perfect place, but with something unexpected happened and changed the whole plan. When life was beginning to develop nicely, a meteorite hit the Earth and brought back bacteria that caused disease. This was the first time disease was introduced into Earth. When this happened, the beings overseeing Earth evolution went back to the council. They asked what to do now with their perfect experiment that was spoiled. There was great sadness. The question was whether to destroy everything and start over, or to allow something to continue to develop. The council decided to let it go ahead and evolve because so much time and effort had been involved. They allowed it, even though they knew because of the disease that life on Earth would never be perfect as it originally was planned. These higher beings continued to observe our evolution from afar. But something happened in 1945 that really caught their attention. This was an explosion. And I'm not going to say these words due to being flagged. I don't want to be flagged. But you know what happened in 1945 in Japan. We were not supposed to have that type of power, that stage in our evolution. They knew this would not be able to control it, and that would be used for destruction. So I'm going to leave it at that. And that's kind of when all this started to go down. So if you are somebody who relates to being a starseed, a light worker, indigo, rainbow child, whatever the case may be, let's see, shaman, it really doesn't matter what you relate to. But if you're somebody here that you are known, that you were born here to wake up during this time period that started around 2020, you might have been waking up before that, but really 2020 is when it took off. And then you started to work with other beings of different dimensions and God to help to evolve yourself first and foremost, and then turn around and show others how you did so. Then this is the reason why. It's because it all started in 1945 in Japan. So I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day, and namaste.